it this evening. Alrighty then. The first four questions get you 1 mark each because all you need to do is be able to count. Doesn't matter where you start from. If you start from here, you go rise of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and run of -5. So your slope is -7/5. Somewhere there's a negative, either with the numerator, the denominator, or right in the middle. All of these three different colors would be acceptable. The blue, the red, or the green. What isn't acceptable? That, because that is a positive slope. Give yourself 1 mark if you got it right. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 7 over -9. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 5, and this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4/9. So far, you have 4 marks. All of you should have 4 out of 4 so far. Good job, girls. Counting is key in math class. Moving along. I'm only going to write the right answer because it does not matter which one you make y2 and y1. Okay? So I'm just going to write the right answer. I will accept 38 over 20, but I would be happier if it was 19 over 10. Okay? Again, 1 mark for all of these. This one is 2 over -23. This one is 33 over 27, which I will accept, but it would be better if it was 11 over 9. And this one is 13/10. Okay. Those are out of 4 as well. These two, all you're doing is finding the slope. Could you find the slope by doing a table of values? Yes, because then you would get x's and y's, then you could put it on a graph, then you could count. But that's silly, isn't it? Because you know that that's slope-intercept form. So the slope is 1. And this slope is 3/5. So you get 1 mark for each of them for recognizing that they're already in slope-intercept form, making the first page out of 10. Everybody should have 10 out of 10 if they did their work. Turn the page over. You will notice that 11 and 12 are also in slope-intercept form. So the m here is 1/2, and the m here is 5/4, which gets you 2 more marks. Is that slope-intercept form? No, but if I move that, is it? Yes. Y equals -x plus 3. Is that slope-intercept form? Yes. So your slope is -1. If you do something mathematical, you get credit for it. So you get 1 for putting it in slope-intercept form and 1 for recognizing where the slope is. So that is out of 2. Now, here is what might happen to you. Some of you may do this. 3 minus x. Right? When you move that x over there, correct? Now, many of you will look at that and say, Mr. Myers, that's not slope-intercept form. Isn't it? Is y by itself? So, and it's positive. So it doesn't matter what this looks like. The number that's with x is your slope. The constant is your y-intercept. End of discussion. Doesn't matter what order you write it in. Clear? As long as y is by itself and positive. So this one is y equals negative 5x plus 4. So what's my slope? Negative 5 for 2 marks. This one, ooh, doggy. Negative 2y equals negative 9x. Why did I not even bother to write the 8? Because I don't care about it. I only care about the slope. Is y by itself and positive? No. So I got to divide by negative 2, so I got to divide that by negative 2. 2 negatives make a positive, so my slope is 9 halves for 2 marks. If you have negative 9 halves, you may have 1.5 marks. This, 5y equals negative 7x. Y equals negative 7/5 x. I don't care about that. So the slope is negative 7/5 for 2 marks. Making that section of the page out of 10 more. Cool in the gang? Cool in the gang. Graph each line. A lot of you are asking me about this, which hurts, because I taught a great many of you grade 9. This is hurtful to me that you had to ask about this. Where is y equals negative 1? Right there, correct? Because you go on the y-axis, you find negative 1. Y is always negative 1. So where's the only place I can put dots on this graph? Anywhere that y is negative 1. And then what can I do with all those dots? Connect them. For 1 mark. X is negative 4. Where is x negative 4? Right there. Is x allowed to be anything but negative 4? No, it says right there, x is negative 4. So I have to draw the vertical line on x is negative 4. Everybody get it? Good. Still only 1 mark because you only had to do one thing. Is that in slope-intercept form? Y is by itself and positive, so we don't have to do one thing, don't we? Isn't it slope-intercept form? So there's 2 pieces of information, yeah? The intercept is plus 3, and the slope is negative 2. So down 2 and right 1, or up 2 and left 1. That's what your line should look like. You get 2 marks because you had to know 2 things. What about this one? What's your y-intercept? 0. What's your slope? Negative 1. So I go up 1 and left 1, or down 1 and right 1. Making a nice diagonal line right through there. Also for 2 marks. Making that page out of 10, 11, 12, 14, 16. No, you know what? Those are only worth 1 mark. I can't give you 2 marks for that. That's crazy talk. That page out of 14. Shut it. I'm just joking. I know. Dry your tears, Bryce. Now, these ones have to be worth 2 marks, don't they? No. Yes, because they have to be put into slope-intercept form. What would you move here? I'd move the y there, and then what would you move with this? Where would you move this guy? Away from the y. And you would get x plus 4 equals y. So I go to my y plus 4. My slope is positive 1. So down 4, left 4. For 2 marks. This one, what's moving? The y's go in there, the 20's go in there. So I got 6x plus 20 equals 5y. Yo!
I got confused on the last one, the slope thing.
Well, what's my y-intercept? It's in slope-intercept form now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Y is by itself. So what's my y-intercept? 4. And my slope is positive 1. So my rise and my run have to be the same. Right? So I went down, which is negative 4, and then I went that way, which is negative 4. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is positive 1. Okay? Could I also have gone down 1 and over 1? Down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and then still gotten the same line? Yes. Okay, I only go 4 and 4 because it's easier to connect two dots that are further apart. So here we are here. How do I get y by itself? Divide everything by 5. So I have 6/5 x plus 4 equals y. So I go up to 4, and I need a slope of 6/5. So I drop 6 to negative 2, and I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. Why did I have to drop and go left? Pardon me? Because if I went up and right, I'd be off the graph. Yeah? What? Oh, that should have been negative 20, dummy head. Oh, man alive. What a maroon. So that has to be negative 4. So we put our dot down there. So now, can I go down and left? I gotta go up and right. Sorry guys, thanks for catching that. It's the end of the day. Goodly goodly? Alright, I gotta be careful here. The 5 moves, the 15 moves. To get 2x minus 15 equals 5y, then what? Divide by 5. Minus 3 and a slope of 2/5. Up 2 over 5. Or down to left 5. Making that line for 2 marks. This one, y equals negative x minus 1. So I go to negative 1, and my slope is negative 1, so I go off to the left. Everybody cool? Questions? No? Everyone is Gouda? I'm sure I'm almost getting to the point where people have stopped doing their work because the bell rang on Thursday and nobody did anything over the weekend. So pretty soon I will be at the, wait Mr. Myers, while I copy down the right answer. Of course that needs to move, that needs to move. So that is x plus 1 equals y. So I got a plus 1 and it's got a slope of 1. So it's up and to the right. For 2 marks, and this one, the y is there, he's positive, so it's 2y equals negative x plus 4. Divide everything by 2, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. So I go to 2, and my slope is 1/2, so I drop 1, and I run positive 2. Or I go up 1 and run negative 2. To get that line for 2 marks. Making that page out of 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 10, 12. Any questions? Now, most of you probably got to there on Thursday, which means most of you Should have a pretty decent score because there wasn't a lot going on there. Up till now. That was at a 12. Now, you got to do something with it. So, pardon me? Yeah. How many ways could you graph this? Could you put it in slope-intercept form? That's 1. Could you make a table of values? That's 2. Could you use the x and the y-intercepts? That's 3. Which way do I want you to use? The x and the y-intercepts. That's why I asked you to do that. What are the x and the y-intercepts? x0 and 0y. Correct? Now, looking at this, isn't this the same if I move that 8 over there as this? 2x plus 5y equals 8. Isn't that the same? Okay. When y is 0, what's going to happen to that y? It's going to disappear, right? So I'm going to have 2x equals 8, yeah? And what does x equal? X equals 4, okay? And when x is 0, I've got 5y equals 8. And what does y equal? over 5. Now, you get 2 marks for having both intercepts. Graphing them is slightly difficult, isn't it? You have to scale one of them. Which one? The y. So I need the y in fifths, don't I? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What number is going right there? 1. That's 5/5. How far up do I need to go? 8/5. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool? Now, if I keep the x scale at the same scale, can I fit this on the graph? No, because x had to be 4, which would be 20 over 5, wouldn't it? Do I have 20 out here? No. So I can't scale my x-axis. So I'm going to make that 1. So I go out to 1, 2, 3, 4. Does everybody see why I had to do that? Okay. Then, of course, you connect the line, and you get 1 mark for that, making that whole question out of 3. Now, I'm going to go one step further. I wish for you to pay attention here. You don't need to write anything down because this isn't part of the question or your marks. If you see a graph like this, where the scales are different, what is the slope? Isn't slope always rise over run? Yeah. How many of you would count this and go, okay, up 8 over 4, slope is negative 2? Of course you would. Because as soon as you see a graph, you want to count. That wouldn't be right, though, would it? Because how far did I really go up? 8/5. And how far did I run? 4. So that's really 8/5 divided by 4, isn't it? Right? Which is really 8/5 times 1/4, which is really 8/20. That would be your real slope. Does everybody see? They love to do that to you on the provincial. They give you a perfect graph with what looks like perfect x and y intercepts. They ask you the slope, and you start counting. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 over 4. Slope's negative 2. And guess what choice A is? -2. And then you all don't read any more choices because you see what you think is the answer. Right? Okay. So remember, this was just thinking. This wasn't part of the marks. This was just a little lesson I'm throwing in there it's a bonus for you. Why? Because my heart is 2 sizes too large. It would take the hands of LeBron James to hold my heart. What? Because LeBron James has big hands. What?
He's too big for your internal organs. Yeah. He's got really good blood flow. He's got good cardio.
Now, this question. Could you do it graphing? You could, but I didn't give you any graph paper, so you would have had to sketch it. Could you do it algebraically? Yes, because you know that m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you can count. Hey, I need 2 y values. Oh, there's a y and there's a y. I have 2 y values. Well, hey, I need 2 x values. An x and an x. Wait a minute. M's a slope. Holy crap, I've got a slope. So I have everything I need here. 6 over 5 equals y1, y2, x1, x2. Do you have to label them that way? Who chooses which is x1 and y1? You do. Only thing you gotta remember is once you make one of these a 1, his partner is the other 1. So, the way I've labeled it here, y2 is -2 minus y1, which is y, over x2, -3, minus x1, which is +2. 6 over 5 doesn't change. -2 minus y doesn't change, but -3 minus 2 is -5, yeah? Now, some of you will have labeled this differently, but will you get the same answer? If you've done it right, you will. What's 6 times -5? Because of course you're cross-multiplying now, yes? Because you have fraction equals fraction. -30 equals, what's 5 times -2? -10 minus, what's 5 times y? 5y. What do you do with -10? Add 10 to both sides. So now I have -20 equals -5y. What's your last step? Always. Divide by -5. So y equals 4. Because 2 negatives make a positive. Now, some of you will have wanted to graph this. That's okay too. The point you know is -1, 2, 3, -2, correct? Yeah? And your slope is 6/5, so you rise 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you run 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That point right there is 2 on the x-axis, which is what I wanted, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y, which is what I got when I worked algebraically. Do I care which way you do this? No. So you either need to be able to count, which you learned in kindergarten, or you need to be able to do algebra, which you also started to learn in kindergarten. Yes. You just didn't call it algebra. In all forms. Brycey, you have 3 apples. I have 6 apples. How many apples do you need to have as many apples as I have?
Hard math.
For some of you it is, because some of you say that you don't get algebra. But that's all algebra is, finding unknown numbers. Okay, this is the hardest graphing question in all of grade 10. Oh, sorry. That one's out of 2, because you had to know that and then solve it. So that page's out of 5. Okay, this is the hardest question in all of grade 10 graphing. Okay? Some of you will not have even attempted it. Hopefully, all of you did. There's a whole bunch of information in the question, isn't there? Perpendicular, what does that mean? The slopes are m and 1 over negative m, yeah? Got to flip that slope and change its sign. Excellent. You intersect on the x-axis. Right? So that must mean your x-intercepts are what? Are what? If the 2 lines cross somewhere on the x-axis, then what are their x-intercepts? No. Okay, guys. Really? This is... There's a line. Does it have an x-intercept? What is it? -4. Okay. There's another line. They intersect on the x-axis. So what do you know about their intercepts? They're the same. So their x-intercepts are equal. What's an x-intercept again? x0. So that x0 works in both of the lines. This line and this one, yeah? So if I know this line's slope, and I know this line's x-intercept, do I then know this line? Yes. So let's do so. Do I need the graph or can I do it algebraically? You can do it both. We did algebra first last time, let's do graphing first this time. By the way, other than Peter and Felix, how many people tried this question? 2. Oh, 4. Excellent. Okay, so I'm not wasting my time. So, the first thing we need to do is figure out what this guy looks like, yes? Easiest way to do that, guy, is x and y intercepts, right? So when x is 0, y is -2, yeah? Everyone agree? Because the x is going to drop out. So I've got -6, y equals 12, y equals -2, yeah? So I go over here and put my dot at -2. Is everybody happy with that? Okay. And the x-intercept, the y drops out, 3x equals 12, so my x-intercept is 4, yeah? Does everyone agree? Is everyone still okay?
Well, like I see what you're doing, I get it, but can you read the question? Because we're just finding the other.
I'm aware of that. This is the line you know, though. So to find the other line, don't you need this line's slope? Okay.
All right, I got you.
And because it's perpendicular,
You were just doing it a different way. I got you.
yeah, okay. So there is the line I have. Does everyone agree? Its slope is 2/4, yeah? Which is 1/2. So this line, the slope is 1/2. Do I want that slope? No. I need that slope to be flipped in negative, don't I? So what I need is a slope of -2/1, correct? Does everyone agree? So, but I know that point is on both lines, don't I? Because they're sharing their x-intercept. Yes? So where do I go from here? Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Do I now have a slope and a y-intercept? So do I now have the equation of the other line? What is its y-intercept? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's its slope? -2. So the other line is y equals -2x plus 8. Does everybody see how it works? Using the graph. If you tried it, did you try it with the graph? I'm only asking the 6 people that I know tried it. You tried it algebraically? We'll talk algebraically in a minute.
Well, no, I
Is everybody okay with the graph? Does everybody understand why I had to keep going till I got a y-intercept? Okay. Now, what if I wanted to do this algebraically? Well, then, I still know my slope, yeah? So, I had this. Y equaled -2x, but I didn't know my y-intercept, did I? Did I? No. But did I know this point right here? What point is that? 4, 0, correct? Isn't that an x? Isn't that an x? Isn't that a y? Isn't that a y? So what did I get? I would have had 0 equals -2 times 4 plus b, yeah? What's -2 times 4? -8. So 0 equaled -8 plus b. I need to know b by itself, so I move that over there. 8 equals b. There's a b, so I put 8 in there. And then I would have gotten it algebraically. Everybody cool? It's out of 4 marks because you had to do a lot of work. You figure out where you got to. If you graphed the first line, you're about halfway there. You can have 2 out of 4. If you graphed the second line with the right slope, you found that the slope needed to be -2, you can have 3 out of 4. If you actually finished and got me the other equation, you can have 4 out of 4. Cool? Since most of you didn't even attempt it, it's easy for you to mark it. Good. What? Yep. This question, I have the line of AB and I have the line of CD. If they're parallel, what do I know about the slope of AB and the slope of CD? They're the same. How do I find the slope of AB? Well, don't I have 2 x's and 2 y's? Don't I? So this would be -8 minus 7 over -3 minus 2, yeah? Is everyone okay with that? What's the other way I could have written it? 7 plus 8 over 2 plus 3. Everybody agree? And then the other side would be a minus 2, 1 minus 0, or 2 minus a, 0 minus 1. Everybody still okay? Then we simplify. -8 minus 7 is what? -15. -3 minus 2 is what? -5 equals a minus 2 over 1. Fraction equals fraction. What do? Cross multiply. 15 times 1 is negative 15 equals negative 5a plus 10, yes? Everyone still good? Minus 10, minus 10. Negative 25 equals negative 5a. A equals positive 5. Agreed? This question's going to be worth 2 marks when you get to it. And this side, you do the same thing. 15 over 5 equals 2 minus a over negative 1. Negative 15 equals 10 minus 5a. Minus 10 minus 10. Negative 25 equals negative 5a. A equals 5. Don't care how you did it. Worth 2 marks. Any questions from the people that attempted it? Once, twice, thrice? Okay. What if they're perpendicular? Well, if AB was 15 over 5, that's what AB was, I need it perpendicular. So what would AB's slope change to?
Negative 5.
Right, now I need negative 5 over 15. Did CD change? No, it's still a minus 2 over 1. And then I solve. 15a minus 30 equals negative 5. Then I solve it, yeah? Plus 30 plus 30, 15a equals 25. Divide by 15, a equals 25 over 15, which is 5/3. Cool? Yep. Making that page out of 2, 4, and 4 is 8. Cool? I'm sure I've left some people in dust now. That's okay. Now, graphing gets you 1 mark. How do I graph that bad boy? Is he in a form we can graph? Really? Looks a lot like point slope form to me. So what's the point I start from? Negative, no, negative 3 for the x, and for the y?
4.
Positive 4. So I go to negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my point. This form is called point slope form, yes? Well, don't I need to do something with slope now? What is his slope? Where does slope live in point slope form? If only you had a ton of notes on this. I'm wondering how to continue to graph this thing. Because I've got my starting point. Alicia remembers that it's negative 3, 4, because you have it right here, but you have to switch the signs. But now how do I graph it? Because you need 2 points to connect to make a line. So how do I graph that? If I had a y-intercept, you'd all know how to graph it. How is this any different? The y-intercept's just a point on the graph. The slope is negative 3/4. So what do I do from there? Move down 3. If I move down 3, what way do I have to go to keep the slope negative? Right. How far? 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I went up 3? 1, 2, 3. And then left 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gets you 1 point for graphing that line effectively. Then I want you to change it to all 3 forms. Is there a proper way to do it? Does it matter which one I start with? Of course not. Right? All you got to do is algebra. So I'm just going to do all 3 in the order I would do them in. Okay? This is what I would do. The first one I always find is slope-intercept. So you'll notice in slope-intercept, I have no y is by itself, and I have no brackets. So I'm starting from y minus 4 equals negative 3/4 x plus 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead, I'm going to get y by itself. Everyone all right with that? Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 3 plus 4, because I've moved the 4 over here. Is that cool? So it's y by itself. So the only thing I got to do is get rid of brackets now, yeah? How do we get rid of brackets? We distribute. So y equals negative 3/4 x, that was pretty easy, times 3. What's 3 really?
3 over 1.
3 over 1. What's 3 times 3? Negative 9, and 4 times 1? 4. Agreed? But I gotta add 4 to that, don't I? Right? Well, what's 4 really? 4 over 1. But can I add those as fractions?
No.
I gotta make this what? Common denominator. What do I gotta multiply this by to get it to 4? 4. So what do I gotta multiply this by? So it's 4 times 6, 16. Now I can add it, can't I? Y equals negative 3/4 x. What's negative 9 plus 16? Positive 7/4. There is slope-intercept form. Is everybody cool? I always get that one because it's the hardest one to get. Everybody cool? Now, if I want general form, what's standard form, what's not allowed? No fractions. And x has to be positive. So what's got to move? I'm not allowed brackets. X has to be positive, and x and y have to be together, correct? So what should we do first? Is there a right order? Or do all three just have to happen? Okay, I'll say this in a different way, make it easier for you guys, because I know nobody did it except for like 3 people, so we're going to talk about it. This is not middle school. Do I care about your method? No. So stop worrying whether you've done it in the right order or not. I'm going to say it again. Standard form has everything on one side, all the letters on one side, the numbers on the other. There's no fractions, and x is positive. So, what do I have here? What is in the way? Are all the letters on one side? No, so that needs to be fixed. Are there fractions? Yes, so that needs to be fixed. Is x positive? No, so that needs to be fixed. I got 3 things that need to be fixed. Is there a correct order in which you must fix them? No, as long as they all get fixed. What would you do first? Almost none of you have this written down, so you might as well be writing this down as notes. Some of you didn't even bother to get your work out at all. I don't want to hear it. What would you do first? You moved everything. So you only moved the x because you need the number to stay by itself, right? So you moved that and got, so now we're working on the second form, which is standard. You got 3/4 x plus y equals 7/4, correct?
I don't have my worksheet on me, but I have no.
But that's what you would have done.
Yeah.
Okay? So have we fixed 2 problems in one step? All the letters together? Yep, x and y. Is x positive? Yeah? So there's only one problem left to fix. What's that problem? Fractions. How do you get rid of fractions?
Times everything by 4.
You what by 4? Times everything by 4. Of course, we're in grade 10, so we would have said multiply everything by 4, right? Then your teacher wouldn't have been confused.
Good thing I'm not here then.
So you would multiply both sides by 4. What's going to happen to this 4 here? Cancel. So you're going to have 3x, yeah? And then that 4 is going to distribute to this y. So what are you going to have? 4y equals, what are these 4's going to do? Cancel. There's standard form. General form, everything equals 0. So what's the only thing that's got to move? The 7. 3x plus 4y minus 7 equals what? 0. There's all 3 forms in a graph. 4 points. Could you have done that in any order? Right? You could have gotten standard form first, then moved it around to get slope-intercept. You could have gotten general form, then moved it around to get slope-intercept. I don't care. Making this whole shebang out of 4, and 8 is 12, and 5 is 17, and 12 is 29, and 14 is 43. Huh?
What was last page out of?
I gotta check that last page. What did I say it was out of? 4? That seems like a lot of work for only 4 marks. But since nobody did it except a couple of people, I'm just gonna leave it as 4 marks. Because really, you didn't have to know anything to do that, did you? You had your data booklet, that has all the forms on it. You did grade 9 algebra. Really, the only thing you should have gotten credit for that, the only part of that was grade 10 work was graphing it. So really, I'm giving you 3 free marks, because that was the only new skill there. So that last page out of 4. So 4 and 8 is 12, and 5 is 17, and 12 is 29, and 14 is 43, and 10 is 53. That's a badass score.
Wait, what's the third page of? The third one?
10, 14, 12.
12. Thanks.
And this reminds me what I got.
What? Shut up your face. Nice.
You know what I'm going to get on a physical exam?
What? 53? But it ain't out of 53. 60. If he got 53 out of 60, that'd be wicked awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to forget like some of the earlier math though.
No, you're not, because we're going to review it the entire, at least, week before. Why? Because of my LeBron hand-sized heart.
No, we didn't. Like, you're not professional now.
I will call you your name. You will tell me what you got.
Your name, got him. Got him, grade 3 joke. Did I do better than smart people?
I imagine Felix and Peter both got 53 as well.